Yesterday, all Manchester United fans slept with a smile on their faces. And guess what was the reason? Because Patrick Dogu to Man United was a here we go pronounced by Fabrizio Romano. And here we come to let you know that even his travel and medical have been scheduled by the club of Manchester United, and as planned, it is really happening down there at Lecce and Manchester United. Welcome to this channel. Smash like button, comment and share. And if this guy known as Patrick Dogu arrives at Manchester United, guess what is gonna hate to happen? You know what is gonna hate to happen is Luke Shaw has obviously showed up into the training session of Manchester United for the very first time, and Leny Yoro is set to represent for the manager, to represent with the manager of Man United, and that is none other than Patrick Dogu in Bucharest as United prepares to take on the side called FCSB tomorrow in a much heated game down there. So smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Please continue to subscribe here, and we want to hit 20,200 subscribers, right? So please go ahead and obviously do the needful and really let us know what the world is all about. And this is where we should start from. Fabrizio Romano came up and obviously put in this very much important tweet or post on his X. But remember, we are left with just 34 subscribers to hit 20,200 subscribers. And now Fabrizio Romano has come up and told us the following: that Manchester United have booked medical tests for Patrick Dogu on Thursday. Plan confirmed. Verbal agreement reached yesterday as reported for 30 million euros plus 5 million euros of add-ons. He's gonna fly to Man United with his agents to complete the move. Now, Patrick Dogu, yesterday it was a here we go, and now everything looks like it's happening thick and fast, and the medicals are booked for tomorrow. That is Thursday. And I think there is no huge activity today. Even if he rushes in to come today, there is no huge activity today because the club of Manchester United and most of the people are really going to be down in FCS Bucharest, where United is going to be playing in the UEFA Europa League game, and they only need a point to go through into the round of 8. So for Patrick Dogu, he comes in here to obviously fly and do his medical, and all that is going to be happening tomorrow. Now, I don't know whether his flight is going to be taken today, but I think the best thing to do is let his flight be taken today. Even if in the night he reaches in Manchester, he rests tomorrow morning. He has to conduct the 3 parts of the medical, and when those 3 parts of the medical are really done and dusted, then he will be unveiled as a player of Manchester United. I know the papers will be signed on Friday, and if he's to play on Sunday, he has to be registered by Friday midday in the United Kingdom. So that is really a very huge update for Patrick Dogu. His medical has been scheduled by Man United, and he'll fly in with his agents from Lecce to Manchester to get everything done and dusted. But there is something I've gone ahead obviously see presented by Sky Sports, and I was like, I need to obviously come up and obviously show you how important this guy was. Over the weekend, his last game he played for Lecce was against Inter Milan. That game ended 4-0 in favor of Inter Milan. But guess what? He played 90 minutes. And this was how he led into that big game that saw his side lose by 4-0. And these were his stats into that game. And he had a 93% passing accuracy. And we note it that the modern game rotates so much onto what we call the ball retention. And that's exactly what Patrick Dogu, he was third. Then duels won 8. Imagine having Ugarte, one of the best duel winners in the league, adding on another player who can win 8 duels, who can average like 8 duels per game. That is Patrick Dogu, and he was first in the game. Progressive carries, he had 6 progressive carries, and he was first in the entire game, Now, when I was always talking about Patrick Dogu, it's all about his progressive carries into the final third. And this is why we need a player like him, that we need an opening onto the left attacking side of the midfield, and I know he's really going to be pivotal for the club of Manchester United in everything that we are yet to achieve. Tackles won 5. So the guy was the first when it came to tackles won. Crosses. Crosses. He put in 4 crosses. He was second. One of the things that Man United is really lacking, that cross ability, you know, that end product to our game of our wing backs. And Patrick Dogu comes in with that. And our strikers at least will be averaging close to having 6, 7, 8 crosses. And by the way, what excites me about that stat is that if he's doing it for Lecce, and Lecce is playing Inter Milan, and we look at the stats, Inter Milan had the lion's share of everything. I'm going to be showing you those stats. That means when it comes to Manchester United, a team that is really having all that possession, you understand? I tell you what, it speaks volumes for us. It speaks volumes for us, we as the side of Manchester United, that we are getting in a player who is obviously going to be averaging like 6, 7 crosses per game. And that's what Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee need. We need in those crosses in there for you. Then chances created, he had 2, he was second. Interceptions, he had 2 interceptions, and he was the first in the game. And shots, he had 2 in the game, and he was the second. Now, when you look at all those stats, they speak volumes to the kind of player that Man United has gone ahead obviously bring in. That is Patrick Dogu, and that was his last dance at Lecce when he played against Inter Milan. And I think these are some of the reasons as to why Ruben Amorim was like, get me that player ASAP. I need him immediately, and we are waiting to see how he's going to be featuring at Manchester United. And these are the kind of players I want you to be signing. The prospects, the next big thing, you know. Let's mold this team and build it together. In the next 2-3 years, Man United will be back to where we want it to be. And that's why I want to see the likes of Harry Maguire, Casemiro, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, you know, Eriksen, Mason Mount. I want those players to leave the club of Manchester United, you know. So if those players leave the club of Manchester United, I know we'll be having peace at heart, and a lot will obviously be going on our way in here onto our channel, and that is the United Matters channel. So that is Patrick Dogu for you. But as Patrick Dogu obviously showed up and he was signed, guess what happened? Luke Shaw showed up into the first training session for the club of Manchester United ever since he really returned after playing, I think, against Aston Villa and some other team for the club of Manchester United, and he really went back. That is Luke Shaw for the club of Manchester United. So he's back in the first team training session, and it happened today, and the club is yet to obviously find themselves in Bucharest to obviously prepare for the game you're going to be playing tomorrow, as we obviously play our last game in the group stages. Now, Luke Shaw, every time Man United is really having problems with injuries, that's what he does. Luke Shaw goes ahead to obviously find himself in a position of really getting back and obviously trying to confuse us. But this time around, I don't think he has that time, because Patrick Dogu is here and Heaven Sent is here. So I think the competition is going to be intense, and Manchester United are not going to wait for Luke Shaw to obviously get back in shape. He has to work on his physicality and his availability and fitness. That is it. Because if he continues to be like this, I tell you, we are going to forget him. And if you're a manager like Ruben Amorim, signing Aiden Sent from Arsenal and Patrick Dogu is a message to Luke Shaw that we have no room for obviously being absent. We have no room for absent. He's at the club of Manchester United. That is really something important that the manager is obviously sending to Luke Shaw. And Luke Shaw looks like he went ahead to obviously get it right and is back in the first training session. I don't know whether he's going to be traveling with a squad to Bucharest to see to it that all really happens on well as planned. So that is Luke Shaw for you, and leaving it at that. Leny Yoro is set to obviously hold a press conference alongside the manager of Manchester United, that is Ruben Amorim. And we've been told by Nath Salts that Leny Yoro is due to join Ruben Amorim for his UEFA League press conference in Bucharest later on today. So, Nathan Salt is a Manchester United correspondent for the Mail. So, that is Leny Yoro for you. And looks like the manager has chosen him to obviously be part of the press conference. And that means he's really going to be among those players that are really going to be starting into that beautiful game of football that Man United decided to play into Bucharest. That's what I had for you today. Main story, Patrick Dogu medical scheduled, and it's all about happening on Thursday. Your reactions onto that are welcome, even onto Luke Shaw's return and Leny Yoro appearing alongside the manager of Man United in the presser that's going to be held in Bucharest. Bye-bye.